now, once again, Raymond Arroyo.
My next guest was the star of the movie Bella, and more recently, Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Tonight he returns to discuss his latest project, a labor of love that deals with faith, hope, and family. It's called Little Boy. In it, an 8-year-old is willing to do whatever it takes to end World War II so his father can return home. He sat down with me recently here in Washington to discuss this very sweet story about a boy's love for his father and the power of faith. Here's my exclusive interview with Eduardo Verástegui. This Little Boy is an interesting movie. I mean, it deals in faith, its belief. There's got this magical realism element in it that I never expected. Where did this story come from?
Alejandro Monteverde and Pepe Portillo.
Who's the director?
The director and the writer. And 3 years, it took 3 years of their lives, you know, to write Little Boy, 15 hours every day. And finally, when they gave me the script, I read it and I was moved, I was touched, I cried, and I told them, you know, let's do it.
What was the idea? What was the first germ of this idea? Because this is a little boy, his father goes off to war, he's his best friend, his partner, he keeps calling him throughout the movie.
You know, all in his head. One day he was writing another script with Pepe Portillo, and 2 weeks later they were very depressed because the script wasn't, I mean, the story was not there. And next thing you know, they were watching this documentary on World War II, because the movie, as you know, it takes place in the 40s in a very little town in California in front of the ocean, World War II, against Japan. And they were watching this documentary, and from there, all fiction, all in their heads. 3 years later, you know, again, when I read that, I said, I need to produce this. This is, because, you know, when I opened my production company with Leo and Alejandro, the first fruit of that goal, of that dream of trying to make trying to make movies that will have the potential not only to entertain but to make a difference was Bella.
Right.
So after Bella, I was waiting for another project, for another story that will somehow, you know, will change people's lives for the better, because that's my hope as a filmmaker, that when people see our movies, they leave the theater not only entertained, but, you know, inspired to love more and judge less, inspired to forgive more and complain less, inspired to do great things with their lives, right? And Little Boy has all that and more.
Yeah.
And that's what I just went crazy, and I said to Alejandro, you know what, I want to do this. And he said to me, go and raise the money.
And off you did.
But the hardest thing was not just to raise the money. I mean, that was a miracle, of course. You know, it's the most expensive film, independent film in history, shot in Mexico.
Wow.
The hardest thing was to find the little boy. We saw like 1,000 kids, Raymond, 1,000 kids, because the casting director told us, you can make a lot of mistakes in this movie, but the one mistake that you cannot make is to cast the wrong kid, because the entire movie will collapse. So we're like looking at, you know, kids in Texas, in New York, in California. Finally, one day we saw 30 kids in line, and Jacob Salvati, Little Boy now, he was there with the long hair. He looked like a surfer. He was, you know, joking around, playing with everyone. When we finished the auditions, we find out that actually he was not there to do an audition. He was there with his older brother who has autism. He was autistic. And somehow the doctors recommended his parents to take him to auditions as a therapy, because he has an amazing photography memory. So the younger brother was there just waiting. So Alejandro said, I want to see this kid. So the casting director, you got to be kidding me. I mean, this kid is only 7 years old. I mean, you should be looking for someone that is 11 who looks like 7, because you want the maturity. No, I want to see this kid. So we saw Jacob for 9 times, 9 callbacks. And at the end, we gave him the hardest scene. He came back prepared. Everybody was crying. Alejandro, stop. You're a little boy. This is your movie. This is your movie. The kid is looking at us like with his mouth open, and his older brother starts crying. And we're like, oh my gosh, he's jealous. No, I'm trying to fix things. You know, this is for both of you. The whole movie is for the whole family. And he's looking at us and he's saying, you don't understand, sir. We're very thankful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're very poor. And then we find out that in real life they were losing their home. So the older brother was thankful because his younger brother, Jacob, saved their home in real life.
How? How are you going to bring Dad back, you idiot?
Like with the mustard seed. You can move a mountain.
Fine. Want to move a mountain? There's one. Go ahead. Move it. Move it! Move it for everyone! Calm down.
Beautiful performance, and he is the heart of it. And he's surrounded by great people. You've got Tom Wilkinson, you've got Emma Watson, you've got Kevin James, yourself. I mean, it's an amazing cast.
David Henry, who is an amazing actor, you know.
Who had he says this saved his life, this movie. Changed his life, helped him rediscover his faith. What did it do to your life?
Well, you know what? When I read the script, I felt like I'm from a very small town, just like little boy. I was the underdog. All my friends were, you know, older than me and bigger than me, so I know what bullying, you know, being bullied. And but I'm a big dreamer, just like little boy. This movie changed your life because this movie is designed, Raymond, is designed to wake up the little boy that we all have in our hearts. That somehow, when we grow up, he falls asleep. Yeah. And what I mean by that is the capacity to love big, to dream big, to forgive big, to serve big. And sometimes, you know, it's very easy to lose hope and very easy to, like, you know, give up because whatever you're dreaming, the mountain is too big and you can't move that mountain, right? And these little boys somehow help you to never give up and never lose, you know, faith and hope in what you're trying to do.
And it really is about belief. And your character, Father Crispin, is sort of a straight-laced, cassock-wearing. I have to say, this is one of the spectacularly bad haircuts in maybe all of cinema.
You won't recognize me.
Goliath with the little stone. That's what we need, my friends, in these difficult times. So, like Father Oliver used to ask, what can we do? What can we do for our relatives at war? What can we do if we are here and they are there? And the answer is, if we have faith the size of a mustard seed, we can move a mountain. If we can move a mountain, then nothing will be impossible for us, not even ending this war and having our loved ones back.
I already knew someone who could move a mountain. I wondered if the source of his powers was a mustard seed.
And the entire movie is this kid trying to, you know, this little boy trying to achieve the impossible, which is to end World War II so he can bring his father back home alive.
And he really believed, the kid really believes. Literally, he goes and finds a mustard seed.
And he is the mustard seed himself, you know?
Yeah, it's a beautiful film. Now, later, the other priest in the film, Father Oliver, Tom Wilkinson, gives the little boy a list of things he should do if he really wants to bring his father back. What are they?
The ancient list: feed the hunger. The
corporal works of mercy.
Exactly. The corporal works of mercy, you know, feed the hunger, visit those who are in prison, visit the sick, bury the dead,
clothe the naked.
Clothe the naked. And you know what, Raymond, as you know, especially young people, we have this tendency, this inclination to imitate what we see in film or television. And if that is truth, my hope is that when people see little boy, the audience will imitate the little boy list. And so we want to make sure that everyone who sees this movie, we want to challenge everyone to do the list, because I guarantee you that if we do the list, we make this world a better place.
It has a fantastical, almost fable-like quality. That's what I was so fascinated by, visually and otherwise. I mean, we go into his imagination, we see this whole world from a child's point of view, and I don't want to ruin it by saying any more, but it's an amazing kind of exploration and balance between a childlike faith and that wonder and sensibility that's willing to accept wonder. So what are you working on now? I know you were just in Mall Cop, and now you've got Little Boy. What else?
Well, you know what? Right now I'm just focusing on little boy, and little boy. I eat little boy, I dream with little boy, I wake up with it's 5 years of my life, Raymond. 5 years of my life for 1 hour, 40 minutes of your time, and I hope our movie will touch your heart.
Hey, where's your cane, Tiny Tim?
Yeah, it's really too soon to make any diagnosis. Let's just say you're a little boy.
My story takes place on the home front, That's my dad. I wanted to be just like him. Everything we did became a great adventure.
Do you believe we can do this?
Yes, I believe we can do this.
Partner, do you believe you can do this?
I believe I can do this.
Pepper, Flint, Busby, it's time to go to bed.
All was good in the old Busby home, or so I thought.
You're going to war.
Yes.
I don't want you to go. Why can't we stay together?
The moment of truth. I am searching for the chosen one.
Me!
You. The movement of an object to inner power. Do you believe you can do this?
Yes, I believe I can move it!
You wanted the bottle to move so much. It moved. Your faith is powerful.
But if I get enough faith, nothing's impossible, right? Even bringing my dad home?
Your faith won't work if you have even the slightest bit of doubt.
Want to move a mountain? There's one. Go ahead. Move it.
Was that an earthquake?
It's a miracle.
It's up to you to achieve the impossible. It takes courage to believe.
This week, Verástegui had a chance to share his film with a pretty important moviegoer. He brought a Spanish-language version to Pope Francis, and he even scored a hug. He looks like a little boy in that shot. A Little Boy, produced by Eduardo Verástegui, starring Tom Wilkinson, Kevin James, and others, opens in theaters everywhere on Friday, April 24th. Be sure to see this wonderful film.